Today we're going to be making something really gorgeous, so let's jump in and get started. I'm going to be using this epoxy resin from Let's Resin. It is their deep pour epoxy. It is a 2-to-1 ratio, so you're going to need 2 parts A to 1 part B. It's a little bit different to mix up than the regular 1-to-1 ratio epoxy. So I'm going to be using 2 parts A to 1 part B, and I was working on quite a few projects like I always do when I work with resin, so I was mixing up 24 ounces. So I poured in 16 ounces part A, and now I'm going to pour in 8 ounces part B. You need 2 parts A to 1 part B, okay, by volume, not by weight. Right there where it says by volume, you want to make sure you always follow the manufacturer's instructions and directions, otherwise your resin might not set up properly. So now I'm just going in with 8 ounces of my part B. But if you were just going to be making the project we are going to be making today, I would just do 6 ounces. So I would do 4 ounces part A and 2 ounces part B to make 6 ounces total. I always like to think of increments of 3 when I mix up 2-to-1 ratio epoxy. So I can only mix up 3 ounces, 6 ounces, 9 ounces, 12 ounces, 15 ounces, and so on. So that way you don't get confused when you're mixing and measuring your resin. So we're going to mix this up for 3 minutes. You're going to want to mix slowly, scrape the bottom of your cup, scrape the sides of your cup, scrape off your stir stick. You don't want to introduce a bunch of air bubbles into your resin. And when I mix my resin, I actually do a double cup mixing technique, and I'll show you that here in a second. I highly recommend you do this. It is one of the ways to ensure your resin is completely mixed and it's not going to not set up if your resin is undermixed. The main reasons why your resin doesn't set up is if your parts A and B are off, they're not completely equal, or if your resin is undermixed, or if your workspace is too cold. If you're working in a garage in the wintertime and it's really cold where you live, your resin might not set up because resin likes to be at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit to set up properly. So now we mix that up for 3 minutes. We're going to take that mix and pour it into a new clean cup. And that is why I like to mix with a spatula, because I can get every single drop out of that first cup. You want to make sure you get every single speck of resin out of that first cup so your measurements are not off at all. So I'm scraping every single bit out, and you can see right there my resin was not completely mixed. In the middle of the cup right here, there's a bunch of striations, and that means your epoxy's not mixed. We mixed it for 3 minutes just like the instructions say, but it wouldn't have been completely mixed. So we're going to mix it for another 3 minutes. And that's it. Really easy. I know it does take a little bit more time and an extra cup, but I promise you, if you mix your resin like this, it's going to set up perfectly. And you can see right here in the middle of the cup, those striations. That means your resin was not mixed. So mix it like this and you will have no issues with your resin being undermixed. And same thing, scrape the bottom of the cup, scrape the sides of the cup, scrape off your stir stick as well, and just mix slowly. You don't want to whip it up and introduce a bunch of air bubbles into your epoxy. And sorry if I sound a little bit off. I have been sick. I don't know what is going on, but I just have this like lingering congestion that will not go away. I got sick like 2 days after Christmas this year, and it's just like not going away. Like, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, the joys of cold and flu season. So that was completely mixed. Here we are getting ready to start our project. I'm going to be using some iridescent fake roses. You can get these off Amazon or Temu website. And I reserve just like an ounce into or from my cup, dip the rose into that clear, and then that's going to help seal the rose so you don't get a bunch of air bubbles trapped in between the petals. And then I took some of the clear we mixed up, filled up my mold about a third of the way full. You can get these sphere molds from Let's Resin. And now we're going to place that flower in there. And these I like to squeeze them kind of like a taco and just maneuver it into the mold kind of sideways, and then take my gloved hand and push down around the petals to make sure that no air bubbles are trapped in the petals of the rose. But if you dip the rose in clear, it really helps kind of seal it before you pop it into your mold. And now I'm just going to fill up the mold till the stem of the rose is covered. And these roses do come with a really long stem. I actually just cut the stems off because I'm not using the stem portion of the rose. Let it cure overnight. This is the next day. I'm going in with some glitter and clear resin. And to my glitter, I like to add a few drops of alcohol ink. That is going to help build up the color of your glitter and help it. If your glitter sinks, sometimes, glitter can sink down. If you add a few drops of alcohol ink or a little bit of mica powder, that's the same color of your glitter, it's going to give you the look of glitter all throughout the layer. It's not going to be a layer of sunken glitter and then a bunch of clear underneath it. Just mix that up really well, filled up the mold the rest of the way for layer number 2. All the products I'm using I got from Let's Resin's website, the alcohol ink, the molds, the resin, the glitter. Discount code NAPTIME will give you a discount. And here we are, day number 3, getting ready to pop this out of the mold. These are a little bit tricky to demold, so just take your time, be patient. And I kind of like to flip it upside down like this, open the side with one hand and push with my thumbs from the bottom. And that kind of helps just pop these spheres right out. And just be careful because sometimes they do like fly out. I did have that happen one time where it just flew right out of the mold. So just make sure you're kind of holding it on the bottom as well. And that's it. Here's how it turned out. So, so beautiful. I absolutely love this color combination together. I was a little bit scared to use this pink rose because if you've seen my other videos, you know I used a purple rose like this, and the dye that they used to make the rose purple bled out into my resin, but that did not happen at all with this pink one. So that makes me hopeful that I can continue using the pink roses. The clear roses are really beautiful as well, but I would not recommend the purple ones. I did not have a good experience with those. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Naptime Creations, and check out Let's Resin for all your resin needs. They have everything you need for resin, and discount code NAPTIME will give you a discount on their website, and they're also available on Amazon as well. I'll link everything down below in the description box. I appreciate you guys so, so much. I hope you're all doing fantastic, and I'll see you soon for another video. Bye, guys.